Usofo wa mnyama kwa ba eba Ghana Politics Avenue. Hana open all the trending political stories in Ghana. Unsa bitumi akebi. Na story edibeme eye chama untumi ho sensem. Enye chama untumi ko court efa na konta man release e damano. A so do command crofo ye galamsi. A also nyon na demand crofo ye galamsi. E ho sensem 10 million involved na eye de court. Na de court by na NDC lawyer ni mapa baako lawyer Suini so echo raise concern say what about Wontumi Cocoa road for projects no sika oje so to koye kwan Cocoa sika oje so to koye kwan wan fanye na afezu Wontumi ekofoje documents ekoji sika o Exim bank so to kodi dwumadi bi aboa oman no eno so sika ne de man no wan di dwuma no eno so ho sensem no ekosise obusa questions on the obusa na we na ye ka se Attorney General edisa akwadu nyina bebo Wontumi no Attorney General said them to one na mo bia na no Attorney General ko news fan o ka se sa kwadubo na odabo Wontumi na ewo ho na e case after case after case it enche bia Cocoa road for projects any sa Exim bank 4 documents no so enche bia omni kwa kudina court aside the mining issue no it munyo ko ti lawyer Sunini wo bra no obisa sa questions no na yesu ye hwe bi ne Wontumi hu de ye befa so a ye be di adwuma ewo Ghana ya manyo sem ha Ghana Politics Avenue nyoko video ni mrese ya
the economic fortunes of this country because of the kinds of things that we discovered upon assumption of office. When those statements were made, NPP members and members of parliament of that particular party took issue with His Excellency President Mahama. But on daily basis, we wake up to that unfortunate reality that it was not just a political rhetoric intended to make the NPP look bad by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, but that these were actually facts he experienced as a new president. And I will demonstrate why. The first on the list had to do with the unacceptable figures that was used to construct the most expensive hall in this country, in excess of $97 million. National Cathedral. As if that was not enough. We also got wind of the unconscionable expenditure this government subjected the good people of this country through SML, where in excess of 1.4 billion Ghana cedis had to be paid for no evidence of work done.
But are you minded of some of the gains that SML said they have done?
I am not, because like we indicated, there were many other contractual arrangements, even in that sector, that were already doing it. MFA, again, we are talking about a regime that decided to use the Ghana Exim Bank under fictitious circumstances to give loans to their party chairman and party executives under the guise of executing projects when no project was done. And they were even unwilling to pay.
Hamza, is this an allegation or it's
not? It's a fact. Because Wontumi is on the list.
But these are matters that are before the court.
I'm coming. Please. I am trying to paint. I am trying to give you. I'm trying to give you a set.
He knows the consequences.
I am trying. I do. I am trying to give you an overview, and also possibly the historical narrative that gives you an idea of why we are where we are at the moment as far as the Agenda 1 is concerned. It was a government culture of the New Patriotic Party to simply create, loot, and share with no evidence of work done, especially when it comes to the benefits that are expected to accrue to the good people of this country. Have you forgotten the amounts of monies that were paid under the Cocoa Road projects to the likes of Wontumi, who are unable to demonstrate to us?
It seems this morning Wontumi is on trial here.
Who are unable to demonstrate to us?
Wontumi is on trial.
Are you there?
And I like the fact that you are talking.
Let him continue, and then we all have our pie. What is your share in the chair?
No, I'm just saying. See, Wontumi is on trial here.
It is his consequence. He knows the consequences, and I'm excited. He's a lawyer.
So MFA, in excess of $40 million paid under road contractual arrangements under the Cocoa Board, with no evidence of work done.
If you want to respond, you note it down.
Okay, yeah.
Again, have you forgotten that not long ago, what's the name of the agency? Let me just try to pull it out.
Gold board,
national service.
National service. Exactly.
National service.
I thought it was mean the Gold Board Bank of Ghana 2.4 million.
Resources of this country, meager resources of this country,
They shared.
was being shared amongst appointees of the past regime.
Hamza, why do we need all these reminders?
No, but I told you that historical narrative is crucial, so that you understand the kind of culture that led us to Agenda 111, where monies have been paid for no evidence of work done.
But when we do this, the NPP as well can say that when you took over, because it won't be the first time Auditor General is flagging something, surcharging.
I'm not just
He's recounting history.
I am recounting history. I can forgive him if he can demonstrate, say, in any previous NDC administration where monies were paid for no work done. It is with him. I'll leave that to him.
Okay.
But you see, we need to let Ghanaians understand the culture of the New Patriotic Party. And if we understand that culture of the New Patriotic Party, it informs the good people of this country, especially when it comes to how we move ahead as a country and the kind of political parties we would need in that forward march towards economic recovery. It is critical.
How do we blame a political party for citizens who have been awarded contracts and
because the citizens did not award the contracts to themselves. That is why many of these guys had political connections. And I can tell you, when they assumed office, the first thing we heard was alleged payments of monies before someone could even have the audience of His Excellency the President at the time. You remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Then businesses started complaining about unconscionable demands in excess of 10% that they were demanding before contracts were given. Many of you in the media reported carried these stories.
Yeah.
Maybe we should actually even be asking the questions. Why many of these payments were made under Agenda 111 without works being done? For all you know, those monies were paid and political heads went behind the scene to demand exorbitant percentages that made it practically impossible for these contractors to execute.
Is this a culture? Because Solomon also alludes to this fact.
It is a serious culture. It was. And so, MFR, this is not a small issue. Now, you remember the lightweight matter, where even the Ministry of Health own internal audit discovered that Lightwave was paid in excess of what was due. The drip machines matter. Today, Zoom Lion is telling all of us that they are ready to repay the money that they were paid in excess of millions of dollars, not Ghana cedis. So have you seen the culture? That was the kind of culture that was in force under the last 8 years. But MFR,
is that where you end? Okay.
Now we appreciate the culture. And so it reflects in Agenda 111, where you have contractors being given money for no evidence of even clearing sites. And my brother says that standard practice. Mobilization is not standard practice. It is an exceptional tool. Sometimes we use depending on the objective.
In most cases, at what point would mobilization be allowed?
If you have the resources as a country, and the project is also a key
crucial project,
crucial for the government to implement.
In very simple terms, so what would mobilization look like? Mobilization
is simply to get you money ahead of you even raising certificates so that you can move to site. It's an advance of a sort that government gives to contractors.
And this is part of the total contract award, the amount?
Yes. Yes.
Hamza, I'll be very surprised that these people did not provide guarantees for this mobilization.
Yes, there's no way to do that. Exactly.
There are guarantees
to provide the guarantee.
If they did it, it makes the matter serious.
It makes the matter even more serious.
What's the role of the guarantee?
Of course, in cases of this nature, the government would have just fallen on that guarantee.
To take our money back?
To take our money back.
Would the government go through all the legal procedure before they go to the guarantee? For example,
it's a matter of you didn't perform. I go to the bank and provide the guarantee.
The guarantee that you submitted for me to sign the contract.
Maybe my question is, for example, the Auditor General surcharging them. Is it when the people are unable to pay the surcharge that you go to the guarantee, or the moment you see that the project was not done and you have evidence of it?
So we have performance guarantee. Once the Auditor General says they have not performed, they have to fall on the guarantee if they did the right thing and retrieve our monies.
Okay, so Hamza, land so that I have. Please land and have.
Please land.
So this is the kind of culture that this government, this country lived.
Do I hear you say that it's not surprising what you're seeing?
You know, it's not for me. Yesterday when I read it, I was not surprised because it is in sync with that particular culture. But then that is not the end of the matter.
They were just sharing them.
And that brings me to the overall objective of this current government.
Okay, when I come back, you tell me the
just under a minute, please. In the last election, we promised that we were going.
Hamza has a way of using this inferior communist tactic to talk about everybody.
Spoken for only 7 minutes.
That's a lot of money.
You were not here.
No, Hamza, when I come, when I come, you tell me the objective.
You want to allow it?
I have to. No. No, I'm looking at the time. I'd have Dr. Zato respond to a few things.
I think that the most important thing is that, look, the MPP may have done all these things, but we cannot also continue to give excuses, especially when it comes to the work of ORA and matters of accountability.
Very important.
We have discovered the rot. We must be seen acting to at least win back the confidence of the Ghanaian people as far as the democratic space is concerned. We would not continue on a path of just exposing the rot and leaving it there. That is why, for me, sometimes I feel that the Attorney General's office is overwhelmed, especially considering the amount of rot that we are discovering on a daily basis. I do not think that they have the capacity to be able to deal with all the cases. And so
when we come around the table, you give us some recommendations how you think the government should fight this. But it looks like there's one thing common today. All of you are on the same page that it shouldn't end there.
Exactly.
We must proceed from even the NPP, the NDC, United Party, and the political analysts. Dr. Zato, you're quite concerned about a few things.
Yes, no, one thing. You see, whenever we come here, Hamza has this way of trying to play victim to talk more than everybody else. He has done it to all of us today, and I'm saying that is not fair. And this year, part of my New Year resolution is that I will let that happen.
How many minutes?
I just want to say that. Look, again, as I said, Agenda 111 policy is a good policy. Implementation, it has faced challenges. I agree. Even some of the things Hamza is saying, if laws are broken, let's prosecute that. If people have done wrong, let's do it. But those policies, that policy is a good policy. And one of the things we don't talk a lot about in this country is policy continuation. We should. A good policy like this should not be allowed to rot. I've seen some of the hospitals. There's one in Fancy, there's one in Bolu. Those are amazing. I've seen some of them. And they are standing there. So look, I would say that, one, do whatever, use whatever legal or whatever means you can to retrieve these monies. But let's reinvest it into completing those projects. There is no member of parliament, either in NDC or NPP, who will not want to see any of these projects completed in their constituencies. No member of parliament. If you go right now to parliament and say, hey, if, my brother, there's no one in your brother's constituency, right? There's one in Tamil Center, Honorable Haruna's constituency. I've seen it. He will want it to complete it. I hear it's going to be the biggest psychiatric one in the northern region or northern Ghana. Everybody wants them completed. So I'm saying that let's not bury them under these headlines. Let's not abandon these projects under these headlines. By all means, retrieve the money, punish the perpetrators, but reinvest that money into completing this. Because if we wake up one day and we realize that these hospitals are completed, healthcare delivery in this country will massively improve. Right now, there are thousands of nurses waiting to be posted. If we finish these projects, we can post them there, and that is what? Job creation. There are thousands of allied health workers all over the country who want jobs. If we finish this, we are creating jobs. Right now, as we're speaking, a lot of people have to travel distances, long distances, to seek healthcare. My point is, let's not sacrifice the policy. It doesn't matter where it comes from. We have done relatively well with policy continuation in this country. Despite all the political rhetoric, a lot of good policies have been continuing. If you just look outside here, the road project, is it
yes,
despite whatever it is, a policy continuation. A lot of them have continued. So my prayer is that we shouldn't let this be one of the normal or the regular political footballs we play and then we abandon it. Let's continue the projects. If I am a member of parliament and now, I will still be lobbying for this project.
The current government says that is earmarked 22.8 billion cedis of 20 is in the budget. That's what they will use.
100 billion.
100 million.
Yes,
the current government.
CD.
Oh, that what? That's
to complete 10.
That is what they said. To complete.
If they add this money, if they are able to get this money and add it, then that means that will be extra resources, right? So they should be able to do more. Yes. Well, that's what I'm saying. It is.
Hamza, can you confirm for me whether it's 100 million or 22
million in there
for the 20, how much they have committed for finishing the agenda 111?
What's 100 million? It's a good thing. That's the point.
What I do know is that whatever is allocated in the national budget is not intended to finish the entire project.
Okay. Yes, they said 10. And
so what I'm saying is that whatever it is, that's what I'm talking about, the policy continuation. It means that we all recognize the importance and significance of this. And that if they retrieve this money and add it to whatever that is there, then even if it was supposed to be 10, then that could be 20. If it was supposed to be 20, that could be what? 30 or so. So for me, let's do all we can for the sake of the people, for the sake of our health, and for the sake of the governance of this country to do it. But perpetrators not punished. And also, we must also look at these professional bodies. Look, why is it that some contractors, as you said, take mobilization or this money and don't go there? Is it a problem with the contractors or with the policymakers?
They've painted a picture here that because of the nature or because of the way the contracts are awarded, these contractors seem to, you have gotten the contract, but you have bills to pay. If you went and promised to set it, that's a picture they're painting, no?
No, part of it, no. It's
if you paid right, or you took the money
I'm not saying it's not. It's possible because it's possible.
Okay.
But you see, that's one of the people we don't have what you call standards or we need standards.
Yeah.
You imagine we had standards and we had standard listed contractors. To say that if it's a government contract and let's say it is a 50 million cedis, you must be here. You must be in this standard category to qualify. And we know that you publish all of them on the ministry's website. If it is a government contract and it's 100 million cedis, you must be B to qualify. Now we know that whatever contract is coming, the competition is going to be among what? These B
in categories.
These categories. We don't do that. And precisely because we don't do that, you will see that somebody with only a shovel and a wheelbarrow has been given a contract for what? 1 million cedis project. And then what does it do? So my point is that we also need standards, national standards, categorization or classification of what contractors themselves, so that they can be. It will help.
The number of minutes we have spoken for.
Pardon?
You know the number of minutes.
Hamza, let him speak. But I'll give the last minute to Awao. I will on the agenda 111. I'll give
twice.
You see, okay, Solomon, we did it too.
You want to shortchange the United Party on this?
It cannot be. It cannot be that I'm shortchanging the United Party. Solomon, do you know why? Because you were my source. You were my authority. I was cross-checking things with. We're having conversations.
No, but I'm not exhausted. He's going to.
Yeah, the reason why I'm going to Awal is because this project came from them. It's better with them. So, Awal, unless you don't stray to areas that will invite Solomon to want to respond.
Well, maybe he will want to respond, but I'm saying that I'm surprised that Hamza is still campaigning after 1 year. Look at the list of scandals, supposed scandals that he had listed. How many of them are in court? The cathedral, how many people are in court today? How many people have been charged for what happened in the cathedral?
You want me to forensic audit?
No, let me finish.
But he's going somewhere.
Let me finish.
What he said.
And again, cocoa project, he said some cocoa projects and so on. How many people are in court for these cocoa projects? SML, they are in court, right? NSS is also in court. Exim with Wontumi is also in court. You understand? So these are cases that are in court that are not conclusive. So I'm surprised that he's saying that, well, it has never happened under the tenure. What is that? Do you remember Bas Brandon? Bas Brandon. They overpaid the contractor to the extent that they had to pay 1.7 million cedis to the state. Again, Hamza is talking about corruption. What is corruption? When an attorney general has discontinued about cases.
The amount of money that was received, I'd have to check first.
Yes.
He's making the point.
Was paid back to the state. Exactly. So I'm coming. So you see,
why we have to come.
I'm even surprised that Hamza is saying that some people were given contracts because they are party people, and this is really something that the NPP has been doing. That's why I mentioned the Bas Brandon.
Abujafo ya damasi semaji brain am the TM da hwe I Ghana politics aven upo the trending political stories in Ghana ya na unsa ebeka no enani da edika ya wo hwe channel ya na wo ba channel yi so ebesrew ani diem no bu kwan so se obe subscribe to channel no uwia na afi notification bell no wona do ma na wo na do sa aboso se ebe ya video bia ya de ba betum bia video afro bia de ba betum bia unsa betimi aka nentem na so watime hu de ekoso Ghana ya mano semu afei so video a wohwe be serew ni die kwan so so be like video no na wa share na amanfo afoforo so enya bi na afei so comment section won wa pass comment de odwen fa video no ni ensema ekoso nyina mi hu adwenche ni nyina ntoto adwen na yehu de kwan e be fa so e betima ye amaga na ya monno sem no akoso na ye kamakama ye Ghana police 7 Akroma na mumaba